Are the logistics of booking the Fisherman's Trail holding you back from going on one of the best coastal hikes in Europe? Booking the Fisherman's Trail is easier than keeping Shadow in my company in the forest. Stick around to the end and I will share where you can download this, and step by step, I'm gonna go over exactly how you can do this. You don't need to pay a tour company to arrange your accommodations, and you don't even need to pay a tour company to have your luggage transferred. You can do it all yourself, and let's go step by step over my shoulder as I use this tool, this little hack called the Fisherman's Trail Itinerary Builder, in order to plan your trip. Go to cravetheplanet.com/FT, and on this website, you can download the micro tool directly. It's right here under the green button that says download itinerary tool here. You can also find it on just about every video on my channel, Crave the Planet, on YouTube in the show notes. Or if you are on Facebook, our group called the Fisherman's Trail Rota Vicentina Hikers Network, all of these are in the files section, and you can download various things from this itinerary builder to a packing list that you can print, and a deep dive into the accommodation. So you'll see I have some options for the accommodation on the itinerary builder, but the guide is a little bit more in-depth and has more options. So when you download it, it's gonna take you to a Google Drive where you can very simply just open, but don't open with Google Docs, open with what's called Doc Hub. That way you can edit the PDF to make it your own. It opens up here in Doc Hub where you can edit it. We've got the GPX on here as well. There's a short table of contents, how to use it, which is what we're doing here right now. And you'll get to the printable itinerary, one of two, because there's 12 stages. So you have to decide first how many days you want to walk, what's in your schedule, how many days can you walk. And this will probably, some people do all 12 stages. Other people will do the first 4 quite frequently. That they're often noted to be the most beautiful natural sections, but there's pros and cons to each one. If you click the text tool, then you can decide, or you can put in your day and the date that you intend to do each stage. There are links to different hotels and some highlights for restaurants. I will show you on the one that I have created, but you have to decide which ones of these you do want to do, if just a few of them or all of them. As you scroll down, the link to the GPX is here. And also, this is the second part, so your confirmation page. This is where you're going to go in after you've got the confirmation in your email that you have a place to stay, and then write it in here, make sure it's confirmed. That way you'll have had a chance to double check, because I have been in the situation where I messed up the reservations on a multi-day hike, and it was not great. So, okay, so that's kind of how you operate it. The check button here, like you've decided you're definitely going to do stage 1 and 2 and 3, etc. Okay, I'm going to close this one out. I'm going to go to the one that I have built already. And this is our plan for October. So looking at the calendar, in October, my kids have a school vacation, so we wanted to make use of that time period. We don't have time to do all 12 stages, considering a day to fly in and a day on the other end. So we're going to walk during these days, mainly because we want to go to Oktoberfest the weekend before. So on my itinerary, we have decided to start on the 13th of October, which is a Monday, and everyone needs to arrive, right? So we're going to start and do the first section on stage 1 to Villa Nova de Milfons. It's a beautiful stretch. We are going to, so that next day I filled in as Tuesday, the 14th. We're going to skip stage 2 and use a local taxi to drive us to Algarve, and we're going to start that second day the second day of hiking, the 15th of October. We're going to start it at Algarve and get to Zambujeira. Then we're going to go to we're going to walk from there to Odashesh, and we're going to take a rest day. So we're going to stay 2 days in Odashesh because it's really beautiful. And my brother requested a rest day so we could really soak it in. And I found a local company that does surf lessons for the kids. So that should be fun. This stage 5, everyone says is kind of boring. So we're going to skip it. I haven't done it. I will one day. We're going to skip stage 6 and stage 7. So the same taxi driver is actually going to pick us up in Odashesh and drive us to Villa de Bispo, and we're going to start hiking there on Saturday the 18th. So we're going to do that section to Sagres, then to Salema, the Sunday the 19th. And this last stage 11 and 12, they're very short. So you can see on this itinerary builder, I have the distance and the time it should take, just walking time, and the elevation gain and loss. So we're going to put that 11.5 kilometer and 11 kilometer into one day. And on the 20th of October, look for a place in Lagos. You got to look closely in my itinerary builder. If you can tolerate these distances, for example, this is 23.8 kilometers, at least probably 7 hours of pure walking. I think we can handle it. But when you're planning, make sure you take a look at that. I recommend you download some kind of app. So if you click on the GPX here, you're going to open up a collection in Komoot.com that I have made, where I've put a few tips here, and it's wonderful because you can have a nice overall view. Like, where am I? Where in the world is this? Okay, we're in the southwest corner of Portugal. And you can see it's pretty close to Lisbon and Faro. Those are the 2 airports. Komoot's great. Each one of the sections I've laid out as a separate track that you can download and put it in whatever app you like. And it's nice because you can get a very good overall picture. And when you deep dive into it, you can look at each individual trek itself. And with a lot of these, they'll be, once you've hiked it, the pictures will be stored in here for you. You've got this idea of the travel, like the walking itinerary done, the dates set. Now it's time to go in and book hotels each night. All right, so I've gone through and I have booked the first 4 days beforehand just to show you, and I'm going to do the next few days as after. So I've saved all the emails, the confirmations in my Gmail folder, and I wrote it there just so I don't forget. But I got a room I'm booking for 4 people. I got a room at Mute, and it costs $66 per person. I've confirmed it. It's in my email. I also annotate here if there's any cancellation that's available. The 14th, we're going to stay at the other Mute in Milfontes, and they don't have a refund, and it's 40 euros per person. So you can kind of see how you go through each one of these just like that. So it was as simple as going up to here and clicking on the link. So I wanted to stay in Mute. Clicked it. I'm logged in already. Make sure you log into your booking account and or create an account. It'll save it for you very conveniently. And you can see I booked it. I stayed there last year. I booked it as well. I like this place. We've been there 2 times, and it's just really great. It's fun. It's a little expensive, but for the first day, I wanted to show the kids how awesome a hostel can be. They haven't stayed in a lot of hostels yet. So you just put your dates in here and search it up, and it'll give you options. So we did that for several places, including the Bohemian Antique Guest House. That's where we're going to stay in Odashesh, and wonderful spot. So beautiful, beautiful, right in the middle of the town. So we did with 4 a mix of private rooms and some we were able to get some dormitory rooms as well. Hey. So I've got the first few ones done. My rooms in Porto Covo, Villa Milfontes, Zambujeira, Odashesh is done. And now, okay, we need to get to Sagres. So where are we going to stay on the 18th in Sagres? I looked up this was recommended to me the Rota Beach House. So I put it in the search term Sagres, the 18th of October for the 19th for adults. Let's see what's available, hopefully. And I'm just going to double check my date. 18th, perfect. So the Rota Beach House on the 18th is available. After I've got, let's drill down a little bit here. 1 family room with a mezzanine. And I get breakfast, and we can choose between different variants of it. So let's reserve for 4 people. The lowest price is $166. If I do want cancellation, it's $236. So I'm gonna take the one that has some flexibility to reschedule, but not a fully refundable one, because we're going. That's up to you what you decide, and maybe get some travel insurance if you're worried about that kind of thing. So I'm going to reserve Saturday the 18th. Again, I'm just going to double check my date. Yep, it's definitely the 18th. And I'll reserve. So you just go through here and fill out the information where you want it sent. And I'm not going to show you my credit card. So at this point, I'm going to go into the itinerary, the bookings. I'm going to select my text tool. And I'm going to write Rota Beach House, confirmed, no refund. And it came out to be 166 divided by 4, 41 per person. And then I'm going to put my check that it is done. Okay, so I'm just going to move on through the 19th and the 20th, and I will also make a reservation for the night before the hike and check the flight schedule next. So I'm checking the flight schedule to make sure I can get there in time. It takes some time. There are buses from Lisbon to the trailhead, and there are buses from Lagos back to Lisbon. They run quite frequently, in fact. So I found a nice cheap flight that comes in on Sunday. So we're getting to Porto Covo on the 13th. So I want to have some time in Lisbon for my kids to run around, and so we're not going to fly in, get to the trailhead on the same day, but you can definitely do that if you have a morning flight. I choose not to risk it in case there's a strike or something. I don't want all of the reservations screwed, so we're going to go the night before. So we can get in by noon, great, and then we can leave at 4:45. Again, great. That gives us plenty of time to get from our hotel to the airport and enjoy Lisbon the night before we leave. So I'll go ahead and book those. Now, looking at the transfers, so let's talk about transfers. Like I said, I'm going to be working with a guy, a taxi driver named Paulo Martins. He's really helpful. I've been coordinating on Facebook Messenger, but you can also contact him via his WhatsApp, which is right here. And I will put that in the notes. The man who's going to help us skip certain sections so that we don't have to walk. We don't have to walk the entire way. Like I said, I wanted to skip a few places. So he's going to pick us up early in the morning, get us to the trailhead in time so we can have a full day of hiking. As far as the bus transfers go, like generally people choose Faro and Lisbon as their places of entry. And redesespressos.pt is the website to go to look for very reasonable buses to get to Porto Covo, to get to Lagos, and it also stops in the northern section at each of those villages as well. So you can very simply put in Lisbon. They have 2 stations. Sete Rios tends to be pretty easy to get to. Put it into Porto Covo, and then the date that you want to go. So they only go out 1 month in advance on their scheduler, which is a little bit of a pain. So 30 days before your trip, I would recommend to get on and buy your bus ticket. But as you can see, there are So if we're going from Lisbon to Porto Covo, there's a lot of buses at 8:30 in the morning, all the way to 5:45 at night. And this is in April. So I think they changed the number of routes based on the busyness of the month. So that's as easy as it is to get the transfer. If you want to have luggage transfer, there are multiple companies that will move your bags from hotel to hotel for you. I think we might bring one bag. I'm not sure yet. Maybe we'll just carry everything. But we have used the luggage, the Vicentina transfers. Also, I know the taxi drivers will move your luggage for you as well. They move people and they move luggage. So it's pretty easy. You just contact them directly. Fisherman's Trail, the cultural highlights, honestly, the food. And there's a wide gamut. There is a lot of meat here. So if you're a meat lover, there's a lot of fish, a lot of bread, a lot of cheese. I have put on the itinerary builder a few of my recommendations for food. For example, lamelas in Porto Covo and Tasco de Celso in Milfontes. I'm excited to see the other villages and try to make some recommendations there. But often you'll need to call them ahead of time and make a reservation at some of these hotspots. As far as other cultural things, I am actually arranging for some surf lessons. This coastline is definitely nature and surf friendly. So we'll see. I contacted them yesterday. I hope they're still operating in October, but we'll see. All right. Oh, did I not send the form? Oh, I'm glad I'm on here double checking. Okay. So, and this lines up perfectly for us to walk a few days and then have a day off to really soak in the culture. Other cultural highlights you'll walk by on the trail include a lot of fortresses. There's so much history here, and it's a place with so many different cultures that merge. Now that you are ready to book yourself and make it easy, I want you to watch this next video where I'll go over some tips about hiking in the sand, because that is one of the hardest things about this trail.